Are we live? Are we live? Just waiting for the stream to come up. There we go. So, I thought I'd just do a quick stream before I start work today. Um, yeah, make a Halloween prop. So, I was looking online and I saw these tacky kind of, plasticky Halloween um, lanterns. And then I found an old Victorian lantern. So I think we'll make the basis of this, but then also try and get some of these I don't know, these Halloweeny details in in our stream. So um, that's really what I would like to do today. So we'll start in Blender and then probably move into ZBrush. Oh, excuse the noises. Um, so let's crack on. So I'm just going to keep this over here as a reference. And I think this will be at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's three. Is it 7-sided or 6-sided? I think I might go for 6-sided. So we'll just we'll start with a circle, and we'll bring it down to 7 vertices, which is 6 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. I think 7 sides works. We'll scale it down, apply the scale. And what we'll do, we'll try and get a shape up here. We'll try and get the base shape. So what we'll do, how do we do this? We'll add a face, and I'll just go into front mode, and we'll for some reason I can't select anything. What mode am I on? Drag select. Okay, there we go. We'll make this smaller. Okay. We'll extrude it up to get that base. Zoom in. And add a loop cut in there. And just Alt S to scale it out a wee bit. And we really, I'm not sure if I'm going about this the right way, but we'll just either inset and we'll extrude that down. Okay, so two and probably want a little bit of a loop cut in here. I'm just gonna zoom in to see how it goes. We'll be sculpting this anyway, so all we're really trying to get is our base shapes. So I don't exactly want it to be perfect in the model. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll just might have been better off creating this in plasticity, but we'll stick in Blender. Just bevel these. And extrude them upwards. Alt S, GZ. Are they straight? Yep. And then we'll just scale them out. scale them out on Z only. And actually, we'll go back a few steps. We'll bevel it. We'll merge the vertices just in case I've got doubles. And then we'll bevel those. And then we'll that's Control Shift plus to select the next in the line. Extrude that on the Z. And scale it out, and we can Alt S to bring it up. And we want a bit more scale out, but then we want to go here and we'll go scale on individual origins, and we'll just scale these in a little bit. Actually, I think that's too much. I'll make it taller, and then we'll scale out. We'll change to individual origins and scale them in a little bit. Okay, and then we'll extrude all of these out like so, and then we can just one by one bridge the edge loops, and we can add a little bit of a number of cuts like that, one cut, and we'll do this one by one. If I do Shift R, it'll just repeat the last action. All we're doing is we're building out a base mesh for sculpting on. That's nothing too crazy. And all of these kind of details up here, we will sculpt. So we don't really need to worry about those now. It's a bit easier just to start with a poly mesh or a base mesh. Welcome everybody who has joined so far. And one cut. Okay, so we've got that. Now we want another kind of lip area. So we'll Alt Shift, extrude this up, Z, and one more time, just a wee bit. We'll add a loop cut in here, and we'll Alt S to pull it out. But what we'll do is we'll put proportional editing on, and we'll say connected only, and we'll just zoom that in. So we're just getting a little bit of shape. And then I want to flatten this out. Again, we'll turn proportional editing off. And SZ0 to flatten that out. And that is going to be, I guess, where these details will be coming off, or whatever details I decide to put in there. So we'll try and get a loop here, and we'll maybe double Alt E, extrude faces along normals, and add a loop cut in here, and we want one for each one of these. So we'll select that, and then we can go Control Shift plus to select the next in the line, and we can extrude that up on the Z. Okay, and then we want to scale it in. Back on bounding box. Okay, and back to individual origins and just make those a little bit fatter. Okay, so there we go. Now, we've got a similar situation up the top. So this might just extrude those actually on their normals. Actually. I will just add a loop cut there. No. Yeah, we'll just extrude those on their normals. Or on the Z. We can ride that, and we'll just bridge edge loops again. Single cut. Okay. Shift R to just repeat the last action. That's a cool feature in Blender. So any sort of action you do, you can select some faces or edges or verts and just press Shift R, and it'll repeat the last thing that you did if you didn't already know. Okay, so you can see now that we're building up the frame to this this lantern. And we need something similar that we had up the top. So we'll extrude that up. We'll extrude that in, maybe even further. And we'll choose this loop and extrude it out. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's change the matte cap. Maybe not great for modeling, but great for Halloween. Let's shade auto smooth. And there, we're getting something. Might get rid of these guys distracting me. Okay, let's go back to a more modeling matte cap. No, this one's great. Okay. Now we've got this sort of dome and this ring. Okay, so let's start with the dome. We'll just mesh UV sphere, go into 1, scale it right down, GZ. Now let's get this in place. How does it look here? How does it come out? Sort of, it's almost a little bit oh, fluent. More than half of a dome. So I'm going to X-ray mode, open it up, go into verts mode, and I think we'll delete that many vertices. Okay, and then we'll just add a face to the bottom. F3, just so we don't get any problems when we plug into what's it called, grid fill. Let's see if this works. Yep, perfect. So just so we don't get any n-gons, just working with quads is the way to go when we're going to move into another software. Sometimes n-gons play up, which is why I made the n-gon Pro asset or plugin for Blender. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, let's use this here as a origin point, cursor to selected. And let's get a cylinder. Scale them right. Scale them like 0.1. 01. Yep, there we go. And probably scale on everything except Z. Oh, on the Z, everything except X and Y. And we can sculpt this later, but let's just get a basic, this kind of bell shape. So let's get that up here. Let's add an edge. Oh, I needed to be in X-ray mode. Get an edge loop in there and just at its fattest point, we'll give that a bit of a bevel. An odd number. Select this loop. Choose an appropriate fall off type for proportional editing and go Alt S, zoom in. And what's going on here? Okay. And we're getting something like what we might want. And then we want to probably do another edge loop down here and use the bottom. Cut it. And make that go in. Alrighty. And we'll GZ that. Okay, and it's got a little nipple on the top. Shade that auto smooth. Inset. Well, everything feels a bit off. Oh, it's proportional editing. Inset. Extrude. We don't want to make too much detail. Extrude. Extrude. And Alt E. My mouth sensitivity seems weird. We'll give that a bit of a bevel. Control B. And inset. Extrude. Extrude. Extrude this out on its normals. And let's just apply a single subdiv to that, and we probably want to add a slight bevel to that and inset it once, just so it doesn't have those shading errors. Actually, okay, there we go. Alrighty, so doesn't look exactly the same, but something along those lines. We can play around with it in sculpting software soon. It's 9:15 a.m. here in Melbourne. It's a sunny but cool morning. And let's just get that ring in there. Okay, so add a torus. How does our torus look? Is it roughly the right shape? Roughly. And we'll just, we'll add a torus again. We don't want that. We want it more like that. And I think that's fine. Rotate Z, no, X. Scale it down. Scale it right down. All right, shade auto smooth. Well, actually just regular shade smooth. And that looks about right, give or take. Okay, so one more thing that we need to do is add the panes of glass in, because I want to actually sculpt on those. And what you'll see, I'm going to just check my stream health. Everything okay? Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty. Let me know if you can't hear anything or whatnot. And I'll just pop out the chat. Alrighty. So to get the panes of glass in, what we'll simply do is add a loop cut here. I probably could have done this earlier on. We'll just do these one by one. Probably would have been easier if I did 6 sides rather than 7, but there we go, we've got 7 sides. Won't be a problem once we get to sculpting though. And almost there. And then if I just select one of these, I should be able to click edge loops. Yeah. So I just need to select one. Might just make this bigger for a second. One of each. And down the bottom too. And select edge loops. Okay. Now we can bevel all of these. Control B. Get rid of one of our edge loops. Actually, no, yes. How thin do we want it to be? And I might just, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we'll just extrude these in somewhere for the panes of glass to sit. And then we will Shift D, select, remove by selection. So we've got that. We'll just hide our, and we just have this here. So we just really want to make our glass 3D to some degree. So we'll select both sides. Actually, if we just select one of everything, we should be able to select edge loops and add faces. And just maybe triangulate it as well. There we go. Okay. Alt H. Okay, we've got our panes of glass there. So I might just assign that a material now. Cheap glass material. It's one I made. We'll just bring the roughness right down. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Maybe it's just the lighting in this scene. So we'll just give that a material as well, just for now, to get a vague visualization. link materials. Oh, link the materials. Okay, so bring the metallic up. Okay, so we've sort of got the rough idea of one of these Victorian lamps, although it doesn't look nearly as cool as that one. And where's my torus gone? I must have deleted it. Okay, let's get the torus back. Mesh, torus, that's right. Scale it down. Rotate X 90. GZ. Scale it down a little bit more. Bring it down a little. And there we have it, our hangy torus. Okay. So, shade smooth. I want to join these together. And we'll go shade auto smooth. Oh, that is on shade auto smooth, I think. Yep. And then with this one, shade auto smooth. Yeah, shade. That's fine. The sculpting software is going to ruin all of that anyway. Okay. So we'll head over into ZBrush, I think. If you can see that. I wonder why I can't see ZBrush. There we go, ZBrush. Okay, so I'm just going to export my model as an OBJ probably, or an FBX. Let's export it as an FBX. Should I put it? Okay, so just saving this over. And we'll call this lantern. Export FBX. Now in ZBrush, I should be able to import. Oh, hang on. FBX, yep. So we'll just go here. Lantern FBX. And import materials as polygroups. I'm just gonna go. Okay. There we've got. Oh, I just need to put my pen on the right screen. That works. Okay, so we've got our lantern here. And I'll just move my microphone and stuff so I can get over to my tablet a bit better. So that's why that looks weird. So we just need to, hang on, we'll go back to Blender. My computer's strangely, everything seems locked. Everything except for ZBrush. Huh. Why is that? All right, we'll just keep going for now. I can't seem to click on anything else except for ZBrush. Oh, hang on. This is working now. Let's go back over to Blender. All right. So we need to invert the normals of this. We'll just recalculate all the normals and export it again. Go back to ZBrush and re-import it. And that should be fine now. Yeah. Except now we're missing the windows. Bit of a fumble in the morning here. Okay, let's import that. Are we going to get the windows this time? Yes. Okay, so we've got two subtools by the looks of things. And we've got the windows, that, and did the Taurus come in? Yep. Okay. So this is our lantern. So really what we want to do is we want to, hang on, what's going on here? Yeah, this is a problem with having n-gons and things like that. So we actually need to triangulate that in Blender and then export it. Exactly what I was explaining before. We'll just triangulate everything actually. Control T, yep. And export FBX. Lantern FBX, yep, all good. And just import it. Let's just start a new document. Oh, and import it. Okay, there we go. Oh, yep. T, make polymesh 3D. Actually, I'm just going to start ZBrush again. Apologies for this. This is just a little bit of wrangling that I often end up doing. So what's happened is I haven't triangulated everything initially, and there was some n-gons, so I've gone back and triangulated it all, and now I'm re-importing the model, and we should end up with two subtools. Okay, so if I Control F, you can see that I've got the main model. Strangely, I've got that. I should probably join these two together. So if I alt click on that, we'll move over to that one, and then we've got the glass windows. Now I do want to divide the windows, and we'll go to geometry. Oh, we'll go to geometry, dynamic subdivision, turn dynamic. Oh no, I just want to. Maybe we'll go off and maybe we'll just dynamesh it. Yep, there we go, that's fine. And then we can smooth these off. I'm just going to get my brush out. Caps lock. And we're going to just smooth these glass out. And what we'll do is we'll turn on activate symmetry radial and put it on Y. And we'll say that the count is 7 because we know we've got 7 sides. And then we should have one brush for each panel. For some reason my S button's not working, so we'll just clay polish these. Doesn't matter too much, we're just getting rid of some of the dynamesh it again quickly. Flatten. We'll just make this a bit more glazed looking. Flatten. And No idea why my scale button's not working. Okay, this is kind of looking a bit janky right now, but we'll just why is that? Oh, there we go. It's just very odd. Oh, I'm gonna scale that down, and the sensitivity of this is super high right now. Let's dynamesh this as well at a higher resolution. Okay. And we'll just smooth some of this off. We will turn our activate symmetry radial Y 7. Okay. And we'll just try and smooth some of this off. And down the bottom as well. Okay, so we're starting to see some kind of semblance of, let's get our guy on screen. I might make it even smaller. Okay, so what have we got there? We've got these things, and we know we're on 7. So what we'll do is we'll go to Snake Hook. Okay, we'll turn on Sculptress Pro, and we'll just start extrapolating. Turn down the. Actually, what we might do first, mask it off, invert the mask, go to the gizmo, and just pull it up, dynamesh it, which will take a little moment. We're working at high poly counts now. Oh, and I've still got Blender on the screen. So we'll go into ZBrush and you can see where I'm up to. Okay. So apologies about that. So I've just pulled these crosses up. I probably want to dynamesh this a bit smaller because it is quite polygonous. So I'm just going to try and bring that count down. Yeah, 1.7 million is fine. Okay, so you can see the detail level there. And we're just working on these details up here. So I'm gonna, we're on gizmo mode. So let's just go back to Snake Hook, scale us down, and my buttons seem to be working again, which is great. And we'll invert that. We'll go back to gizmo, and we should be able to. We're gonna have to do this one by one. Let's go to front mode. I don't actually know how to do. Let's just see if we can. No, okay, I think we're gonna have to do this one by one. Alright, we'll just use our snake hook actually from this point. Snake hook and inflate. And we'll inflate these up. And the thing is with the mode I've got turned on, you can reduce the resolution as well, which is great. Okay. We've got one of our little baubles. We can go into giving that a little bit more detail in a moment. We'll just get, I don't want to go too hard on it. So instead of doing the full second cross, we'll just do a little, I don't know, like a little spikes, and then we can, get the crease, the damn standard and just add a little bit of detail into these guys. Just for now, like, it's almost going to be a back. Haha, we could always almost make them Halloween ghosts. So we could, like, spooky. Alright, I'm going to leave that. We'll go with the kind of tacky theme. We got Halloween ghosts in the house. Smooth that off. And we'll just give it a little bit of bit of detail to that. And maybe a little bit of detail to the eyes. Okay. And with these guys here, they don't look that scary, but we'll just okay, and we'll do something similar there just for now. We can come back to them later. And yeah, a bit of a slow start, but starting to feel like we're moving along with our creepy lantern. Now with our glass, I do want to add some, I don't know, some kind of detail that could be a spooky shadow. All right, I'm gonna mess with these ghosts a little bit. I don't have any ghost reference, but let's just get a snake hook out and play around. And should we give them a more ghostly shape? We'll grab the move brush. They're kind of like little tacky gargoyles protecting the fire from evil spirits, or maybe they're evil spirits themselves. Okay, let's inflate the head a little bit. Oh, we'll turn melty ghosts. That's not working for me. All right, let's have a look at some other details on the I'm just going to undo this. For some reason the details haven't gone into all of them. It must be because it's a little bit off center. That's okay. That gives us some nuance. We just look at the gizmo. Strange. Okay, what have we got at the bottom of the lantern? We've got these. Let's get a clay brush and just get some details in here. Clay buildup. And we'll get the radial. Is that on 7? Yeah, not getting it on all sides. So what's happening here? Let's have a look here and let's see where our brush sits. Yeah, it's slightly off center, so let's see if we can center it. Unlock that. I think that should be. Yeah, it's slightly. I wonder why it's like that. Oh well, let's just see if we can do it manually. Ever so, might be because of how we dynameshed it. Go to unmasked mesh center. Let's lock that and see if that works. Yeah, that's a lot better anyway. So we'll go to our clay buildup. Okay. Thanks for everybody that's joined me today. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you want to say hi, or just lurk if you want to lurk. Let's turn off our... And let's just get a little bit of shapes down here. Still having a little bit of problems, so I might have to do some of these without symmetry. It's okay. Okay, and let's give that a smooth off. Let's focus on the windows now, just for a second. I could stream all day. I've got to start work at some point today, so I'm not on all morning. And with the windows, let's go back to our reference, because I did have the creepy guys. And do we want something like that, or just something more like the tree? I think just something like a tree or along those lines. So let's... I'm going to just get rid of the reference for a second, just so I can see everything on my toolbar. And I just want to turn off the visibility for this and this, and just have the window panels. So what we'll do is we'll start to draw some kind of spooky tree with our masking brush. And we can get a bit more detailed in a moment. So I Control Z that a couple of times. And this will be like an ironwork kind of inset. Are we getting it on all sides? Yeah, that's okay. So we'll probably want this to come up. Just get the generalized shape of it. Okay, I think that's a spooky tree. If I had more time, I'd do a different picture for each panel. Let's get rid of that. And we'll make our brush even smaller. And hopefully, if we put a light in this lamp later on, this tree will cast shadows over the environment that we're lighting in our spooky Halloween way. Okay. I don't like that branch down there. I think making the base of the tree a bit fatter would probably be better. And we'll just grow our mask, shrink our mask, sharpen our mask. And it's on the inside as well. That's okay. What are we going to do? Are we going to extract it, or are we going to do panel loops to make a new object? Let's extract it. Okay. Split. Is it split? Right. Let's group masked. Yeah, so we got our extract. Shouldn't have done that. Okay, wrong way around. Group mask, invert mask. Just let's extract that and see what happens. Okay. 2 fat. So we'll make it thickness even, like something like that. Extract. Accept. Oh, but I forgot to duplicate the glass. That's okay because we've, hang on, yeah. Let's go back to, have we still got our glass? Yes. Okay. Now we've got a kind of a spooky tree on there. We'll unmask it and we'll clay polish those edges. And we'll dynamesh it at a reasonably high height. And I don't know, let's maybe give some texture to the ironwork for our normals. And it doesn't seem to be actually being that good at going all the way around. I forget. Okay. Actually, maybe we'll just use a noise texture. So we're at modify topology. Where is our noise? But maybe I need another coffee. So what happens when you don't use ZBrush like every day? You forget where everything is. It's one of my major gripes with ZBrush. I really wish like there was another UI for ZBrush in some ways. Deformation. No. Clay polish it again. And I remember this is new. I haven't tried it out yet. What happens if I do this? Slime bridge. Just want to try that out. Oh, that's not working. Oh well. Geometry HD. No. Polygroups. Morph. Polypaints. Displacement map. No, that's not gonna. Texture map. No. Why can't I remember where this bastard is? Let's turn these off. Maybe it is texture map. No, it's not. Oh well, that's it for now. Let's just work on getting some sort of bit more details on our guy, and we'll just get some edge wear and stuff like that. We'll use the trim dynamic. We'll use a flatten actually in this case. And like I said before, it's not really hitting. Yeah, it's still off center, so it's a bit annoying. So we'll just turn our symmetry off, and we'll work like that. Just giving a bit of breakup. It doesn't really matter too much because I won't be grabbing all of the normal details from here in the final. It'll be more of a texture, just giving a bit of, and I forgot my, we'll use our flatten here, just to give this a bit more of a hammered look. You can kind of hit it with the pen. Hi Bethany, I'm making a Halloween lantern. Kind of messing around and forgetting where everything is. So it's got some spooky ghosts on it and some spooky trees that will be ironwork that will be for the shadows, which I haven't quite worked on. Actually, let's just use the move brush on those right now. And I think they're kind of fine. The ghosts are fine. Some of them are more scary than others. We'll go back up here and we'll go back with our flatten brush and just make sure that that's all good. And same with this iron ring. We'll just dynamesh. Oh, what's the resolution of that? We'll dynamesh the. We'll just flatten out some areas. Give it that kind of handmade look. Thanks, Beth. And I think I want to get this back into Blender in a moment and see how it looks with lighting. And then in another stream, we can texture it. And get it looking a bit different. So just for now, we'll probably have to retopologize this with later on. But just in this quick pre-work stream, so maybe just get a bit of. I want a little bit of this welding, kind of welding joints. Let's turn that back on and see. then in some places it's not as the same. And we can inflate the ones that are not doing too well. Should have really planned this out a bit better and made sure all the geometry was in the right place, but that's okay. It's just a muck around. Might even end up being actually a prop. And let's maybe just do a moon up here. Or maybe a star. It's not very Halloween though, is it? Might just do some random dots. And that can be maybe iron as well with holes. No, I'm just going to leave that for now. All right, let's see if the shadows are working. And if they are, then we can carry on sculpting it later. So I'm just going to save this to, we'll call this lantern. And let's export. We'll get a Z plugin FBX. Is it under plugin? FBX export. Export. And we'll call it lantern test for shadows. Okay. And it's processing the data. While we do that, we'll turn Blender back on. And here we've got our lanterns, our reference over here. And let's just hide our original base mesh, or let's put it in its own group called base mesh. Okay, and we'll just switch that off. Put the origin back down to the world origin, and we'll import our very high poly FBX, and ZBrush is still writing the file. So I just want to see how, let's set up our scene. So we'll get a plane for it to sit on, saying that it's exported now. So if we import it back, FBX and Halloween stream, lantern test for shadows, and I didn't export everything, did I? Just the glass. Okay, let's go back to ZBrush. I think do I need to select all the tools? I can't remember. Let's make sure they're all turned on first and foremost. Let's just export the whole thing as an OBJ. No, but that's only one tool at a time. Okay, let's go back to the FBX exporter. All visible. Export. Lantern test for shadows. That's right. Now let's go back to. Yes, I do want to replace it. Okay, I want to delete you. And we'll keep setting up our scene. We'll put a point lamp in. Let's just turn the lighting on. Scene light, scene world. Let's turn our world intensity down, like right down. like 0.001, just really minor amount. We'll get a point lamp. And it's saying file exported. We'll just change the color on our point lamp to a candle kind of color. GZ that up. Okay, now let's moment of truth, import our lantern test for shadows. That should take a few moments because it's 4 million polygons, so of course Blender's not going to handle that too greatly. We'll get it right down to a okay. It does seem to be working. Excuse me if it's a little bit slow. Now, moment of truth. Hey. Oh, yep. Let's apply a transparent material to this one. Cheap glass. What's that going to do? Well, let's just put a normal glass material on here. Hang on. What have we got here? GG. GG. Okay, delete that. GG. Oh, we didn't get our... Okay. So, one more time in ZBrush, export, selected, and we'll just call this trees. And back in Blender, we'll keep working. We'll give this a glass shader. And let's turn our world lighting back up just so we can see if it is actually got a glass shader on it. Oh, yep, there we go. Now, we'll turn the roughness down. Why will my cheap glass material not work? Oh, it does. Okay. Now, while this, so we should be able to import this trees now. It's gonna, okay, and then we'll give that an, we'll bring our world lighting back down to like 0. We'll just go 0.1 for now. We'll bring our point lamp up to there. We'll give it a bit more strength. Oh, that's the world lighting. We'll give it a bit more strength. We'll give it more of a red hue. And we're done. No, not really. I want to get it a bit more cool looking. I want to play around with this more, so I might do another stream. I'm just going to close ZBrush for now. We'll call this Lantern Z Project. Yep. Okay. But we've got a good start. Our model's working. Our ghosts at the top aren't really making that much of an impact. But maybe if we had like another light in the scene, we'll just go point. And we'll bring the power of that down. And we've maybe made that like a spooky green Halloween light. And I think he kind of does look kind of cool. Our spooky ghosts on our lantern. um, so I might just screen grab that for the thumbnail. Let's just turn our overlays off. And let's make our world lower. And let's turn out. Where's our light? Where's our second light? Let's play around with that. Just want to get the ghost kind of visible. G what? X. And probably need another one over here. GY. GZ. And we'll bring this brightness of that up and the radius down to like. And we'll probably make the material of this a little bit more metallic, a little bit more rough. A little bit less rough, rather. The specular up. And wow, thanks for watching, everybody. I've got to probably leave in a minute for work, but we do have this looking pretty cool, and we're going to make it look even cooler later. Let's just turn the dirt on the lantern up. Dirt scratches, dirt distortion, and camera, lights, camera, action over here. Select our camera, turn it on and select it. And we'll make the focal length a bit more like that. Scale up this world. Get rid of XZ. Let's bevel these just for a quick render. Lock camera to view. Get it out like that, but maybe then make our camera, need to turn that off. Make our camera a little bit more like that. 45. Yeah. Okay. And let's hit render for our thumbnail for this live stream. Yeah, the ghosts would make shadows if the light was that high. But I think where I've put the light is pretty high for where a candle should be, because I'll put a candle in it later. We'll sculpt a candle, and then that would be a flickering candle and the lights will flicker. And that has not rendered because I'm guessing is it disabled? It looks like it's, hang on. Okay. Why is it disabled in renders? Why is that grey? Because that whole thing is grey. Okay, let's go. And we turned the other light on by mistake, so we will turn that back off. I'll just delete it entirely. And the highlights on the ghost look cool. It's going to be we'll get a bit more detailed with it. I'll probably get a bit more detailed. Maybe I'll do a time lapse of detailing this, because that'd be quite a boring live stream, and then we can work on materials in another live stream or something. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining, everybody. Thanks, Beth, for commenting, and I'm gonna get ready for work now. Everybody have a great day, and hopefully I'll do another Halloween stream before Halloween, and we'll make a tacky Halloween scene.